let's get everything ready. Let's flip this bad boy around. Let's see if I can flip it around like that. Oh, it won't let me. Okay, that's fine. Only the best. Let's see if we can in here. We're just going to do a Tuesday morning live stream here in a second. We'll wait for a few people to get in. Wait for anybody to filter in. Lighting on, lighting off. Got a thumbs up. Cool, cool, cool. Now live on your channel. Sweet. Got a few people rolling in. Got one person in here so far. What's up? Let's see what the chat. Anybody in chat? Can everybody hear me? Let's see if I've got any. Again, we're just playing around with this. Chats. All chats are visible. Blah, blah, blah. Hey, we got some 10 people. We got some folks rolling in here. All right. Sweet. What's up? Can we hear me? Sound check is good. Rock and roll. Good morning, guys. Good morning. How's everybody doing on a Tuesday morning? I'm going to turn the car off. Oh, man. How is everybody doing this Tuesday morning? We're going to talk about the last chapter of this that I just read. When everybody, I'll wait for just a few more people to get in here. I want to talk about chapter 8. I did the second part of it, and the views on that were just tanked. I don't know what was going on. If I was doing any better, I'd be in heaven. I think, ain't that right, Mr. Bradshaw? Shoot, I heard that. Drove in. I live in what I believe is one of the most amazing places in the world. I live in East Tennessee, in a little town called Maryville, Tennessee, and it is bumps up like right next to the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. I mean, I can get to the mountains the back way in like 20 minutes. So I mean, if I hit the gas in like 15, and it's great. So let's see what chat said. So, hey, what's up? I just saw you. I just saw you on Bro. What's up, dude? What's up, Mike? So, off for my grandson's dentist appointment. I don't usually catch these. Good morning. Yeah, exactly. I'm doing these just kind of doing these. Gonna just do these a little randomly. Try to get some Tuesday morning lives in. We'll see. All right. So we got about 20 people in here. So let's talk about just some things that we saw with the last chapter. So the peer reviews with Nature, and then the peer reviews, the second peer reviews. So yeah, thanks, man. Live in Milton, Florida. We looked at this, and we saw that Jamez, the way they do things is they have referees that try to review the paper beforehand, and then the referees take it, and then they say you need to change this or change that. So the first time, the referees wanted them to take out all the negative testing, all that. They wanted some really weird things. Let me read what they wanted, and it was wild. They wanted to add a section discussing the history of Bigfoot or Sasquatch. That's kind of wild. They wanted to provide the paper to provide better pictures of the subject. They didn't like the non-clear or they wanted compelling ones. And then they wanted to remove the references of negative proof and only submit positive proof, and the various technical requests for additional data, removing certain things. So basically, the problem is they wanted to remove the most compelling part. Think about this. The most compelling part on this was that the nuclear DNA extracted from the samples failed to amplify using the universal mammalian primers. In layman's terms, it wasn't a bear, a fox, a wolf, it wasn't anything that we knew. It didn't contain the TYR gene. That's the skin pigmentation gene. it did not contain the HAR1 gene, which is the human accelerated region, which is basically region in your brain that that can get the neurological development. Exactly, Mike, they wanted it to be an animal. That's exactly what they wanted. They wanted it to be an animal so bad. So that's one of the reasons why they wanted that negative proof taken out. And then you gave him time to have, this smear campaign of misinformation, destruction, all that stuff. And that's what they're going to do. When they can't hit the science, they're going to nail you on they're just going to try to tear down the person, not the actual science behind it. And then what they'll do is they'll say, oh, they will say that this person doesn't know, or they'll say it's junk science or whatnot. So one thing that was also really frustrating is that GenBank refused to accept the Sasquatch genome too. So take a look at this. I'm going to read this out to you guys. Adding to the frustration, GenBank refused to accept the Sasquatch genomes. This hampered the process significantly. It is standard procedure to upload your genomes to GenBank. This allows interested parties to review, compare, searching the genome using the BLAST search engine. GenBank's refusal to accept the 3 Sasquatch genomes made it impossible for the nature referees to examine the complete genome. So one of the reasons was GenBank forced the Sasquatch Genome Project team to change the genus species of the submission from unknown hominid to Homo sapiens because of the mitochondrial DNA being human. Well, here's the problem with that. The staff at GenBank actually requested that the Sasquatch project team provide informed consent forms for the subjects because they were human. It's like it's just getting around trying to just nail these guys and trying to tear down all the things at once. So it was just you just met with all these weird hoops and hoops and hoops. So you go out to all these Sasquatch and they, hey, will you sign this informed consent forms since you're half human? It's like, come on, guys. So absolutely, it's just weird. A lot of this one was a lot of emails and stuff like that. The next chapter, chapter 9, is going to be passing the peer review. So it's going to be talking about the JAMAS journal ordeal, and I'll get to start reading that. That's a pretty short chapter. Chapter 10 is going to be the actual Sasquatch Genome Project results. We're going to get deep into the science here. I mean, deep. So it's going to be a lot of fun there. For those that are like, where's the proof? Man, chapter 10 is really where the proof is. And it's so for those folks, and you all know that when you talk to someone who's not really been into Sasquatch, not really known a lot about it, they get frustrated because they want like this beautiful picture, they want a body. They say they don't exist, but then they want to sign, exactly, they want to sign legal documents for it. But what happens is they want this beautiful picture. They want the Sasquatch to be like a tiger or a gorilla in the zoo. It's like you can go and see the gorilla, see the Sasquatches in the zoo. They're not that. They're a human hybrid that the DNA says that they are a human hybrid of some sort of unknown creature. The unknown creature, it depends on what your worldview is, what that creature could be. If your worldview is, alien seeded, alien seeded whatnot, then you think it can be alien gene manipulation. If you believe like I do, you're a Christian, it absolutely fits the Nephilim theory. There's so many things it could be. I believe it's the Nephilim. In my opinion, they were the results of fallen angels mixed with human female. Absolutely, Blue Star. It seems to me that any of the cryptids that we start seeing, because this isn't just Bigfoot DNA, there were Dogman DNA. There's a lot of things out there, and I believe that whatever they are, the main building block for that, and we'll get into this with the Nephilim Among Us in the next book. Golly, we've still only read a book and a half, and it's been like a year and a half since we've been continuing the project. That whatever that these things are, they're mixed with the main component of this is humans, is a human female. So it's just, it really, man, it just lines right up. It lines right up with what the Bible says, Genesis 6, the Nephilim, all that stuff. So, just really, really awesome. Now, wanted to stop talking about this for just a second and give a shout out to one of my subscribers, Robbie. So Robbie made me this awesome knife. Like, check this out, guys. So made me this knife. I don't have the box that it came in, that's at home, but made me this knife. Here's this knife sheath. Take a look at this real quick. Genbank May, absolutely, dude, absolutely. So check this out. So this is the sheath he made. All right, check this out, guys. Check this out. So I don't know if you can see that or not. He took a Indian nickel. Look at that. Indian buffalo nickel, split it in half, put that. You've got that, and you've got Granger County cedar. And this is just, I asked him for this, just a nice little carving knife that I can just bushcraft and whittle with and all that. This thing, check how sharp this bad boy is, though. This is a Mora knife. Check how awesomely sharp this is. Woo! See if you can see the hair. Aha, look at that. Look at that hair. Golly. So, I'm a big knife geek, if you guys didn't know. Oh, man. But, love that. So, he made that for me. Really like that. Really, really like that. Let's see here. I've been having to carry the Merce lately. The Amher Merce. Make fun all you want. This keeps all my stuff organized out of my pockets. So, but yeah, the Truth Denied, really, really like it. Also, I'm going to be in Cave City, Kentucky, this weekend. So that's August 22nd and 23rd. Tickets are $100. The VIP tickets are sold out, but tickets are $100. If you want to come, I would love to see you. I'll post my link. I get $20 per ticket. Not a bad little deal for me. So thanks, man. I really appreciate you, Mike. I really appreciate you letting me on your channel all the time. You guys are awesome. I've been wanting to also throw a lot of dad stuff on there too, and I want to like with the Sasquatch Awareness Project. I want to, because I've got like 1,000 new subscribers a month. I'm so blessed, and it's like, okay, how do we get these folks up to speed? And so I'm going to ask for a little bit of grace and forgiveness from the older folks, because it's like, how do we get all these guys back up to speed? And because a lot of people will be like, Scott's dead. Where's Scott? You know, what's going on? Like, what do you mean they followed you to your house? So we might just have to do some, what is Bigfoot? What is Sasquatch? Just all this again, and really talk to a lot of people. Man. Other than that, what's going on? Always good to review, and maybe we missed something the first time. Absolutely. So, guys, I'm gonna take some questions from the audience real quick, and then I gotta unfortunately hop off here in about 10 minutes. I've got a work call to be on. Who likes work? So, if you do me a favor, if you have any questions, you know, let's just hang out and chat for a little bit. Let's talk. So, I'm gonna try to read through the chat. Just let's see if we can do that real quick. So, what's up? Good morning. Let's see. Always good to review. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, very nice. Do you think GenBank has an entire division dedicated to these anonymous DNA samples for debunking them? They definitely could. They definitely could. I think any scientific database now knows what a Nephilim DNA looks like. And when anything pops up, it's going to be, no, we're not going to run this. It's going to be taken out of the database. It was corrupted, something of that nature. There's going to be something that pops up that says that this won't be ran, if that makes any sense. So let's see what other messages we have. Scott kind of off topic. Can they see in the infrared? This is why. Yes. So absolutely. So I believe that they can see in the infrared. Absolutely. I believe, I work in optics. I sell glasses, I sell contacts and all that. One of the things that we have to be careful with is people can see into different spectrums of light. Now, granted, it's not like insanely, but it's like little auras behind things. And I have to be careful because I have to put people in certain lens materials that won't cause them to see that in the higher, if they have a higher prescription or whatnot. So is it that these people can necessarily see into the infrareds, infrablues? I believe so. It's very smally. Do I think the Bigfoot can see very well into infrared? Absolutely I do. So if you have like an infrared camera, like you can absolutely see it. Like we can pick it up. So, and you definitely see, it's basically just light that they can see. So when you have an infrared camera or infrared trail camera, that's basically just shining a light to them. It's like, hey, don't go in the light over there. It's kind of like a duh for them. Does that make sense? So, all right. Let's see the chat again. Sorry, guys. All right. First time I miss work. Got hurt. Can't now. Oh, that sucks, man. That sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. First time catching your live show, Mike. Welcome. This is kind of the first live of the. And I'm going to try to do some lives on Tuesday mornings, just like before work. Just try to kind of hang out with you guys. Do Sasquatch live in mountain caves? Absolutely. So I believe they live in mountain caves. I believe they live really anywhere. They can live anywhere. Think about like the best Navy SEAL that you've ever seen ever, and throw hair and give them 10 foot tall and all that. These guys can live anywhere. Anywhere. It's insane. Absolutely. Mora makes one of the sharpest out there box of the knives you find. I have several lot. Yes, Dave, me and you, knife nerds, rock on. I love it. I am a knife nerd. Love that stuff. So let's see. Never bought into the Nephilim stuff. Same with the woo-woo. I take a purely scientific approach to Bigfoot. Hey, that's fine, Hops. So did a lot of other people. So does many people. My question to you is, how do you explain the unknown DNA? How do you explain by our scientific standards, how would you explain the nuclear DNA basically being unable to gestate, but yet we have samples of it? I understand that it's not, you want to try to keep that scientific approach because it fits that box. It's like, we have to find the evolutionary whatever. I'm telling you, there's a lot more to it. So just being real with you guys. We know other animals can see infrared, absolutely, but Bigfoot ain't an animal. Like we've got the DNA. It is human hybrid, and it's something you just gotta kind of wrap your head around. Absolutely. Let's see here. What interests you the most, Bigfoot or Dogman? I think all of it really interests me. I think that, you know what I'm really interested in? I insanely love the Loch Ness Monster and that stuff. Dr. Kent Hovind got me really interested in that as a kid. So I love uh, the sea monsters and things like that. The Leviathan. I think that stuff's still out there. A big time. Why don't you see it? And you're be like, oh, well, we've got boats and blah blah blah. Why don't we see it, dude? You got outboard engines now that make stupid noise, like tons of noise. If I'm one of these creatures, I can hear a motor from a mile away. I'm gonna stay away from it. But when it comes to like a sailing ship, quiet. Have you ever been on the water like in a canoe or in a kayak? You see everything in a kayak with like a regular outboard engine, dude. You scare off anything within 2 or 3 miles. So let's see here. Let's see some more chat. How do you explain the footprints in the snow that just stop? Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna play a little devil's advocate, August, because I want to. I'm not gonna like take away the people that don't want to get in the woo woo. I understand that this is like really hard for folks, and for them it's like they want to be like, oh, they climbed a tree or whatnot. They're trying to process this, and that's okay. Again, this is a place for everyone to come. Again, I believe in more of the woo-woo stuff, but I want folks to understand the why we believe that. Here's a good example. You look at Les Stroud, and Les Stroud had his experience up at Morganton Cemetery where Dad's buried. And man, he had that mind spoke to, and he is straight up scientific, no BS, blah blah blah. So it's what and he got mind spoke to, and it freaked him out. It freaked him out. Let's see what Mike said real quick. So August, Ron Moorhead believes they can use their vocal cords to change matter into energy, turn it into an orb. Definitely could. Absolutely. We don't know what their abilities are. If they are angelic in nature and Nephilim descendants, then they absolutely have those abilities, or they can have those abilities that is talked about of angels in the Bible. And that is, again, what really messes with people. It's like, this could be a heck of a lot more than meets the eye. So anyway, guys, I love you. I'm so sorry I've got to hop off here and head to work. Got a conference call here at 9 o'clock. But guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me on the live. I've really enjoyed it. Like I said, gotta do. Love you, bro. Thank you. You guys have a good day. Tell me if you like these, Tuesday afternoon or morning lives, whatnot. Like, I'm going to try to do it after I drop the kids off from school. I can spend about, 15, 20 minutes with you. Just kind of review some readings, talk about some things, answer some questions. But yeah, I really do like this, guys. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. Y'all be good. Love y'all. This is T-Carp signing out. Maybe, if I know what buttons to push.